Hey guys, it's Casey. Today we're doing Froggy Friday, and this is a collaboration hosted by Karen from the Dragon's Cave and Lisa from the Girl in the Garage. Uh, First, I'm going to put some UV resin down in this guy. I'm going to put about an ounce down in him, and we're just going to put some down in his legs, in his head. We're going to make sure that we got the very top part of this guy covered in clear UV resin. And then we're going to take our lighter and we're going to pop any bubbles that could be on top of the UV resin, because usually it's clear and bubble free, but there is some surface bubbles that you want to hit with the lighter. So once I get my UV resin all in there, I'm just going to grab my lighter and pop those bubbles real quick. Once I get his bubbles popped, I'm just going to grab my UV light and I'm going to stick him under my UV light for about a minute on each side, top and bottom. You want to cure him from the bottom and top. This way it is completely cured to the silicone. So we're just going to pop him under the UV light, and voila, he's done. I'm going to, now I've cut out some mesh pieces. This is flower wrapping paper, and it's actually fabric, and it looks like cells, water cells. So I really like the look of that, and I thought that would look really cute in these guys, because I'm going for a water theme today. And I'd also like to mention the fact that I host a collaboration on Wednesdays called Wet and Wild Wednesday. If you all are interested in watching it, we have a lot of artists. There's a great lineup, a lot of fabulous artwork. But now I'm just going to take my UV resin and I'm going to glue this guy together. I'm going to put this resin on top of this wrapping paper. And then I'm just going to cure it under the UV light. Once I get it cured, I'm only curing from one side at this point. I'm going to move him off to the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. I'm just going to grab him and put some UV resin in. And then we're going to pop him under the light as well. I'm just putting it in randomly. I'm not putting it in any specific place. I'm not making sure there's a full layer of resin to cover it. I just want to glue that piece of paper in place so it doesn't move around when I go to my next step. So it's pretty much just gluing him down, popping it under the UV light, and then you only need to do it for about a minute, 30 seconds, just long enough to adhere it at this point. And then, now that I've got those done, I'm going to grab my crushed glass. I have this beautiful turquoise blue crushed glass, and I thought that would look so amazing in this underneath that beautiful piece of fabric. So I'm just going to mix in some resin with my crushed glass. I'm using the 2-part BondCraftor epoxy resin, 50% part A, 50% part B. And you mix it for 3 to 5 minutes. And then I'm going to put in some of these white pieces of crushed glass as well. Then we're just going to mix it and make sure that all of this is covered in resin. I don't want a whole lot of resin floating, but I want to make sure that all of my crushed glass is covered in resin. And I want to mix in the white with the blue. I should have pre-mixed them before putting it in so that I didn't have a lot of mixing to do. But as long as it's covered well, once your glass is covered well in the resin, you can just take and scoop it out into your project and spread it around. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just scooping it out and I'm spreading it around into all of the crevices. I want to make sure that I get it into the head and the arms and the legs. And I'm going to save the hands and their feet, the froggy feet, to do with another item. I thought that this crushed glass is just going to be beautiful in this, guys. And I wasn't wrong. I love the way these came out. I think they're absolutely fabulous. I was torn on doing this on my Wet and Wild Wednesday since it is ocean themed. But I really wanted to use it for Froggy Friday with Karen and Lisa. Okay, so I'm going to pour some more resin off into my cup. And I'm going to mix up some more of my glass. I didn't mix up enough the first time to do both frogs. I kind of underestimated how much it was going to take. But I'm just going to mix them up. Do the same thing again. Make sure your glass is fully coated in the resin. And this is a 24-hour cure resin, so it is going to take at least 12 hours before it's demoldable. Unless you have a heat mat. If you put them on a heat mat, you can probably demold in just a few hours. I haven't got a curing machine, but I've heard a resin curing machine's even faster. I don't know if you guys have one. Let me know how well they work, how big they are. I've thought about getting a food dehydrator and using it, because I thought that I would have more space and the heat would be about the same with the food hydrator as the heat from one of the curing machines. And the price point is about the same anyways for the dehydrator. So I just don't know which way I want to go on that, or if it's even worth it to do it that way. So if you guys know anything about the curing machines, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know a little bit more. I'd like to hear some personal, input on people who's actually done this, who know what to buy, what not to buy. It's always so helpful when you guys give me tips. Okay, right now I'm mixing up some crushed oyster shell. I get this on Amazon for $10 a bag. It's just crushed shell. And I'm going to mix it into my resin really well. Same with the glass, making sure that it's fully coated, but I don't want a lot of resin floating. I just want mostly crushed shell. I want it to be like a thick paste kind of. So now I'm going to take my crushed shell and I'm going to spread it out across the frogs. Just the same way I did the crushed glass, but this time I'm going for the feet and the little arms. We're going to get it all over his entire back. And then try to get it into these little hands. The little hands was tricky to get these little pieces of shell into. I ain't gonna lie. I think I was missing a toe or two in the end. But it's still absolutely beautiful. He has a couple amputations. Bless his heart. Anyways. Yeah, we're just going to finish getting this shell in here, guys. I'm going to pick at it for a few minutes, trying to get it down in there. You can see I'm struggling, just trying to get it down into them little fingers. I was trying to make sure I had a piece of shell in each little hole. And that's what I'm going to do with all of them. I'm going to try to get a little bit of shell in each little finger. Really fun project to do. It did take a little while to do it, to get everything the way I wanted it, to get the shell spread out. But we're just going to finish this one off. We're going to do the same thing, just spread the shell all over the back of the body, getting in all the little crevices. I know this is a little time consuming, guys. my videos are usually a lot shorter and a lot faster. I'm trying to slow down so you guys are seeing everything. Let me know, do you prefer my faster videos or my slower videos? You know, do you prefer to see me take my time and do everything, or do you prefer me to speed it up so that it isn't such a time-consuming thing to watch the video? I like to give you all as much information as I can in the quickest amount of time as I can, so I can respect your time. Okay, now I'm going to finish this one off with the crushed shell. And once I get him full, I'm going to let this cure for 24 hours. With the frogs, it's best to let them cure a little longer than 12 because the hands and the feet can be quite fiddly and you don't want to break those off. Yeah, so really, it's best to let these cure for the full 24 hours. Only because of the thin spots of the toes and stuff and the little intricate parts. But the rest of the body, you could have taken out and just as soon as it was solid. Okay, now that we got these guys cured, I'm going to go ahead and start demolding them for you guys. First, I'm going to pull away at the back side and around the foot. And then I'm going to pull at the leg and take the leg off. And I'm going to do the other side the same way. I'm going to pull that leg off. And then I'm going to work the foot out. And then I'm just going to pull it up. Take out one of the hands. Pull around the head. And it'll pop right out. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can see that cells. The clear sitting over top of that crushed glass. It is gorgeous. Love him. And his brother here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull the legs out first from the base. Work our way to the top. Pull the head off. And ta-da. Now you can see he's missing a finger or two. But look at him. He's beautiful. He's absolutely gorgeous. Even though he's lost a little bit. I mean, I've got some sanding to do to try to get that crushed shell that's sticking out in a couple places. But other than that, he's absolutely beautiful. I love the way these two came out. I'm trying to show you him from different angles. This one's hands and feet come out a lot better. But look at that. Isn't that stunning? I absolutely love them. I really appreciate being a part of this collaboration with you guys. And I look forward to doing more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please take the time to comment, like, subscribe, all the things. And you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you next time.